we proceed from where we left off. Earlier on, when the diary of Brigadier Gininda was shown to you, you had problems in the sense that your name, or the name Moses Sibia, was transcribed on the record.
The name? Moses.
Yes.
Uyakhumbula ke masibonisa ke i-diary yakhe ke Mr. Gininda. Bekuvela igama lakho belivela njengoMoses Sibia.
And you indicated that it's not you.
Wathi wena akuwena.
Moses.
Yes, I am not Moses.
We just want to show you the original exhibit, Exhibit KK, that was handed up in court on 5 June, line number 3. It says 7:30 duty on. At 8:30 informed Sergeant Mokhani to take the suspect. Then it says in brackets, and we're going to spell the word, it's M-O-Z-I, Sibia. It's M, yes.
Uye wangena ke emsebenzini ngo-7:30 noma ke sibhalwela ngale ndlela ka-7:30 ngo-8 ke uyabhala ukuthi ke ngiye ngacela uza kwethu omunye ke ukuthi ke athathe umsiboshwa noma ke umsolo ngaleso sikhathi bese ke bafaka ngaphakathi kwama bracket ke uzokufundela ukubhala ukuthi M-O-Z-I Sibia.
Do you have any comment?
Unothanda ungakuphawula la?
Kunzima ukuthi ngiphawule ngoba i-diary kaGininda uyowabhalela kodwa mina ngisiyena uMozi.
It is difficult for me to comment on this because it's Gininda who wrote on his diary and I am not Mozi.
Yes. But you are called Mozi, is that correct?
Kodwa ke ubizwa ngokujwayelekile ukuthi wena uMozi.
M-U-Z-I, Mozi.
M-U-Z-I?
Yes.
Mozi.
Yes. Thank you. Then moving on from where we left off, we were at Exhibit GG in brackets 1. We wish to show you photo 2 and photo 3.
Can they please just move the TV because I want to see. Yeah, come on.
When to say move.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yes. Mr. Sibia, earlier on you testified that there at Flores municipal area, you were kicked and you also rolled on the ground during the assault, and you mentioned that your clothes got dirty. Can you just indicate on this photo any indication that you were, or anything that indicates that you were assaulted and that you rolled on the ground?
Yes. Objection, my lord. For starters, the state must address the court before imposing that question on the quality of this photo. We don't know whether the quality of this photo is of such a nature that it can show what the state wants this witness to show. But it is then unfair for the state to ask this witness to show whatever that they want this witness to show without having had addressed the quality of this photo. Thank you, is just
When
my
was that photo
first point.
taken?
My Lord, Sergeant Mapakela testified
Yeah.
about the photos. The quality of the photo was never raised. He gave his evidence. The photo was taken on the 5th of June, 2020.
5th of June,
5th of
2020,
June
by, who's the guy by the
by
name?
Sergeant Mapakela.
Right?
My Lord, that could have been so, that the quality of these photos was never raised then. But because there's a specific item that the state wants to put to court, it's the state's duty to first address the quality of this court and convince the court that on the basis of the quality of this photo, then they are in a position to continue to ask that question.
Yeah. You hear the argument. What section is that? And is there any law pertaining to that aspect, if you know it?
Well, my Lord, as we indicated, is for the witness to answer questions. We are not aware of any provision in any law that says when counsel asks a question to a witness, then his legal representative can object and raise issues such as quality. We have ad nauseum indicated, my Lord, that if there are issues that Advocate Nisi wants to argue, that can be argued at the end of the trial. He can, for instance, argue that in light of what he thinks the quality of the photo is, that no reliance should be placed on that. But he cannot speak or object when the state seeks to get an answer from a witness regarding his own testimony.
Yes, Mr.
In as much as there is no any law according to the
you've got to
state.
quote, so wait. You've got to quote me your submission. Is it based on law or what? If it's based on the law, I want to be educated.
It
But
is
tell
well
me
within
the-
my right,
Hello?
my Lord, to raise
It's
an
what?
objection. It is well within my right
Ah, I see.
as a legal representative
So you don't
to
have any,
raise an
you don't have
objection.
any law
A law in relation to what?
to what you say this prosecutor must prove. You say he must prove the quality of the photo. You don't have any law. You don't have any authority which
No,
you,
but my
you-
Lord,
which you can.
I don't.
Mr. Mnisi,
That's-
you are saying this with this gentleman, Baloi.
Yes.
He's got a duty. You say the state has got a duty to prove the quality of the photo. Is that not so?
Yes.
Now I'm asking you, where do you get that?
No, I am saying
Oh,
that the state, before asking that question,
yes,
has got to demonstrate
yes.
that the quality of this photo is of such a nature
terms
that
of-
they
in
are
terms of
unable
which-
to then
okay,
to
fine,
proceed
no
to ask
problem.
that question.
No problem in terms of which section, legislation, or authority.
That's not how to deal with an objection, my Lord.
That's how I demand an objection to be addressed.
Oh, okay, no, thank you.
You don't have,
Oh,
you don't have any law.
No, I'm not saying that there's no law.
No, I want.
But I am saying, my Lord, that if the court says it demands that,
Yes.
then I'm saying thank you.
Because any submission we make in this court must be based on some legislation, law, or section.
No, my Lord, we've made so many submissions. in
You don't
this
have
court
any law to
without-
quote.
Okay, no, thank you,
Fine.
my Lord.
You are allowed to display. This witness is at liberty to say this photo is torn, it's not visible, it's not whatever. You can say anything. The witness, when he sees that photo, it's within his rights. Okay.
Thank you, my Lord.
Because these very photos are evidence before this court. And they were taken, we also all know that they were taken by an officer, not an officer, a police officer. And we all know that according to, and I'm not saying it's true, according to Khadebe, the photographer took the photos in his office. And Khadebe is the colonel who was seized with supervising the pointing out. And I'm not saying the pointing outs were correctly done or they were done at all. I'm just quoting Kininda. Okay.
As the court pleases. Mr. Svia, are you able to point anything on this is photo 2 that indicates that on the 5th of June 2020 at Foslores Municipal Office, you were kicked several times and that you rolled on the ground, and as you indicated that your clothes became dirty. Are you able to indicate that on photo 2?
Kulesi sithombe sesibili ke noma sisibiza ke ukuthi photo number 2 uyakwazi yini ukukhomba ukuthi ke mhla ka5 kuJune kunyaka ka2020 lapho eFosloras lapho endaweni yakamasipala la oshayelwa khona uthena ke impahla zakho zazingcolile uyakhona ke kulesi sithombe usibonisa ukuthi zazingcole kuphi
zingcolile lepho malibuka nje alibona ngcolile lapho.
The clothes are dirty even when you look at that those pants they are dirty.
You are at liberty to indicate where you say your pants are dirty.
Ungakhululeka noma ukhululekile ke ukuthi ukusho ukuthi kuphi nendawo lapho othi wena ke leli bhruku lingcolile.
Lingcolile lokho lapho lena le jacket yakho ngcolile nayo.
The entire pants are dirty. Even on the jacket is also dirty.
Nezicathulo zingcolile.
Even the shoes are dirty.
Next photo. This is the this is your back part. Are you able to point to anything on the photo that indicates that on the 5th of June 2020 at Foslores municipal area that you were kicked repeatedly, that you rolled on the ground, and that your clothes were dirty as a result?
Isithombe ke lesi ingemuva salesa sithombe sala number 2. Ukukhona lini la ungakwazi ukuthi ukhombe khona ukuthi mhla ka5 kuJune washaywa ke lapha endaweni yase Foslores lapha endaweni yakamasipala wakhahlelwa waginqeka phansi. Khona yini ukubona kulesi sithombe ungakukhomba ke okushoyo ukuthi lezi impahla zakho zingcolile?
Yebo zingcolile ngiyayibona zingcolile zonke.
Yes, I can see my clothes are dirty, all of it.
Are you able to point to any specific area, or are you saying the whole of your clothes are dirty?
Uthi zonke le impahla ingcolile noma ikhona indawo le ukwazi ukukhomba kuyona ukuthi kungcole la?
Zingcolile nje zonke.
The entire
Umzimba wakho ungcolile leza impahla.
the entire clothing on this picture it's dirty.
Okay. Right. You were then placed from Foslores municipal area. You were put back in the vehicle and you were driven to Alberton police station. Is that correct?
Wasuswa ke wasungeniswa ke emotweni khona lapho kusuka lapha endaweni kamasipala wangeniswa emotweni bashayela baya nawe ke esipolice station samaphoyisa sase Alberton.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's an exhibit which has already been referred to by Advocate Nisi. It's the extract of the SAP 10 from Alberton Police Station, extract of the occurrence book. There's entry 317 at 12 o'clock. It's 317/326. It says, suspect handed in for pointing out by Sergeant Mohane of National Cold Cases Investigation Unit. It says, Muzi Stemba Sibia on CAS 636 stroke 10, stroke 2014, it says murder, in brackets, first arrest, free from visible injuries.
I-entry lena ke kule ncwadi leya SAP 10 efundeka ke ngalendlela ilandela umhla kwa-5 kuJune kunyaka ka-2020 kungolesihlanu. I-entry number yakhona ithi 317 of 326. Isikhathi ithi u-12 noma ithi 1200. Uthi ke umsolwa ulethiwe uSergeant Mokhane khona lapho ke osebenzela ke yona i-National Cold Cases Investigation Unit. Uyasho ke ukuthi ke uze nomsolwa okumuzi Isithemba Sibiya, case number 63610 of 2014. Uthi ke iqala athweswa lona iqala lokubulala Phosphorus. Uthi ke lo muntu lo akanako ukulimala okubonakalayo.
Angikaze ngize ngibulale kodwa ukulimala kimi kwakukhona.
I have never killed, but there were injuries that were visible. The witness is touching his wrist, both on his hands, his wrist.
Ngangilimele.
I was injured.
And the marks on the wrist are from chafing as a result of the handcuffs, is that correct?
Kwakuhlukumezeka kwama-handcuffs noma ke kuginqiginqikeka kwama-handcuffs.
Cha kwakudala ukuthi ngiyashaya.
No, it was the cause was that I was being assaulted.
No, what type of injuries were on your wrists?
Manje ke kwakulimala okunjani ke kwakusezandleni zakho?
Kwakudala ukuthi ngishawa ngihlunyezwa ngifaka ama-handcuff noma ngilokhu ngiyakaza ama-handcuff ayangena mayilokhu engena ayangilimaza.
The cause was that I was being assaulted with a cuff, and whilst moving, the cuts were cutting through or cutting in my skin.
Esikhathi mangishawa lokhu ngijikajika lapha phansi ama-handcuff ayangena ayangilimaza la ezandleni.
I was cuffed, and whilst I was rolling on the ground, the cuffs were seizing in or cutting in my skin as I'm moving.
Nokuthi iphoyisa lingiphakamise ngawo lingivuse phansi lingivuse ngama-handcuff ayangilimaza futhi.
And also suffered the injuries of the cuffs because a police officer lifted me up with the cuffs.
But that incident that you are referring to, where you say you were lifted up with your handcuffs, that you say happened on the 30th of May 2020.
Kodwa lokho ke ukuthe kwenzeke mhla ka-30 May 2020 ukuthi ke na iphoyisa likuphakamise ngama-cuffs.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. But the point that we're trying to get from you, Mr. Sibiya, is that you say you were assaulted on the 5th of June 2020, again at the Phosphorus municipal area, but here in Exhibit KK, the extract of the occurrence book at 12 o'clock, it says you're free from visible injuries.
Uthe wena washaya mhla ka-5 kuJune ke unyaka ka-2020. Kuyabonakala la ukuthi isikhathi ewalethwa kuso ngaso u-12 kanti kubhalwe ukuthi ke wena wawungenako ukulimala okubonakalayo.
Ngoba ngithi ukulimala ngangilimele kwakubonakala. Ukulimala kwami kwala ezandleni kwakubonakala. Okwangingabonakali lokho ukulimala ngangilimele khona la emzimbeni.
I did say that the injuries from my wrists were visible, but the only injuries that were not visible is in my body, where I've indicated that I was internally injured.
Ngoba lo muntu mayibhala la mayithi akubonakala akasho ukuthi akukho ukulimala uthi akubonakala kodwa ukulimala kukhona uyazi naye.
He knew that there were injuries, but if he says that no visible injuries, that does not mean they were not there, the injuries were not there. And he also knows that there were injuries.
You were then placed in the cells at Alberton Police Station, is that correct?
Wafakwa ke emaselini wase-Albertine kunjalo?
Yeah.
Yes.
Who fetched you from the cells to take you to where Lieutenant Colonel Khadebe was?
Ubani ke oweza emaseleni wazokulanda ukuthi akubise lapho ke uKenel Khadebe akhona?
Angisakhumbuli ukuthi ubani ongilandayo.
I do not remember as to who came to fetch me.
Were you perhaps fetched by Lieutenant Colonel Khadebe himself?
Walanda mhlawumbe uyena uKenel Khadebe.
Angisakhumbuli.
I do not remember.
In your evidence in chief, you testify that you were taken out of the cells to a container where you found two people. You got to know one as Khadebe, the other one had a camera. Is it correct?
Uthi ke wena echazini kwakhe ebufakazini bakho uthi ke wathatha wasiwa ke kwi-contain lapho ke wathola ke abantu ababili khona. Wase uyazi ukuthi ke omunye walabo bantu uHadebe kanti ke nomuntu ophethe ke i-camera.
Yebo, ngabazi ngabo kanjalo.
Yes, that's how I met them.
Would that be correct to say that you are stating here that you found Khadebe and Colonel Khadebe and the person with the camera already in a container that was used as an office?
Uyavuma ke ukuthi lapho wathola ke abantu ababili ukuKolonel Khadebe kanti ke nalo ophethe ke i-camera wabathola sebengaphakathi kulelo container elalizosetshenziswa njengehhovisi.
Mhlambe angichazanga angisho ukuthi ngibafice sebengaphakathi noma bangifice kodwa bona abantu enganginabo lapha ya kwakuuHadebe nalo muntu wekamera.
Uthi awusho ukuthi ubafice bengaphakathi noma bakufice ungaphakathi kodwa abantu wawunabo lapho ngaphakathi uye ke uKolonel Khadebe nalo muntu wayephethe i-camera.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that whether they found me inside or whether I found them inside, but I'm saying those two people is the people whom I was with in that office.
See, Lieutenant Colonel Khadebe testified that he's the one who fetched you from the cells.
uKolonel Khadebe ke uthi yena unikezele ngobufakazi bokuthi uyena owakulanda lapha ke emaseleni ngokwakhe.
Do you dispute that evidence?
Uyaphikisa lobo bufakazini?
Bese ngishilo ukuthi angikhumbuli ukuthi ubani ongilandayo.
I've already stated that I do not remember as to who fetched me.
In the proceedings of 23 October 2023, page 85, from line 18, Mr. Khadebe, in terms of the pro forma, my lord, the pro forma says he was brought to me in my office. He was not brought to me by anyone in my office, hence I did not complete it. I went and fetched him.
Ngomhla ka-23 ku-October ke kunyaka ka-2023 ku-page number 35 ku-line number 18 lapho uHadebe ke ethule khona ubufakazi bokuthi kunephepha la elibhaliwe ukuthi ke lo muntu walethwa ehhovisini lami kodwa ngiyakuphikisa lokho akazange alethwe umuntu ehhovisini lami ngamlanda mina mathupha.
Lalela.
I'm listening.
Do you agree with the evidence of Colonel Khadebe?
Uyavumelana yini nalobufakazi baka-Colonel Khadebe?
Mina ngithe angikhumbuli ukuthi ubani ongilandayo.
I said that I do not remember who fetched me.
Now, from your evidence, Mr. Sibia, it's not entirely clear as to what happened when you met or when you were with Lieutenant Colonel Khadebe there in the office or in the container.
Ubufakazini bakho mnumzane Sibiya ke akucacile kahle ukuthi kwenzakalani phakathi kwakho ke noma ke ngalesikhathi unokhe Colonel Khadebe kulela office noma kuleya container isebenziswa njengehhovisi.
Did Colonel Khadebe go through exhibit?
Uthi umshushisi ke akucacile kahle ukuthi kwenzakalani phakathi kwakho naye uHadebe ngalesikhathi onaye lapha ke ehhovisini.
Did he go through exhibit G Exhibit GG with you, the pro forma. We wanted to show you the pro forma. Did he go through this pro forma with you? Exhibit GG.
Nali-ke iphepha ekufanele ukuthi ngabe liyagcwaliswa ke silibiza ke ngokuthi i-proform.
engabe sigcwaliswa ubani?
Who is to complete this document?
Well, Lieutenant Colonel Khadebe testified that he's the one who completed this form, this pro forma, when he was having a discussion with you.
Unikezele ngobufakazi ke uColonel Khadebe ukuthi uyena ke owayegcwalisa la. Gcwalisa ngendlela yokubhala ngalesikhathi noma ngalenkathi anengxoxo nawe.
Akaze ngimbone uHadebe ebhala.
I never saw Khadebe writing.
Are you saying that during the course of your interaction with Colonel Khadebe there in the office, you never saw him, or he never went through this form with you and you never saw him writing? Is that your version?
Inkulumo yakho ichaza ukuthi ngalenkathi ulapha ke kuleya container kulela office nayo Colonel Khadebe njengoba nilibele nikhuluma awukazi umbone abhala.
Akaze ngimbone ebhala.
I never saw him writing.
Are you then able to shed any light as to where, as the origin of this form exhibit GG, if you say you did not see him write down anything?
Njengoba uthi wena ke awukazi umbona ebhala ndawo ungasichazela ukuthi mhlambe leli phepha libuyaphi?
Angikho esimeni sokuthi ngingachaza izinto eziqhamuke noHadebe ukuthi ziqhamuka kuphi.
I am not in a position to can explain as to where things that came with Khadebe come from.
Mhlambe uye umuntu ongakhona ukuphendula lo mbuzo lo uma ngambuza ukuthi iqhamuka kuphi.
Maybe he'll be the one who will be able to answer that question as to where does this document originate from.
Yes, as already indicated to Mr. Sibia, he testified that he completed this form whilst having an interaction with you.
Ushilo ke sekubufakazi bakhe bamukelo lapha mkwenkundla ukuthi ke leli form wayeligcwalisa ngenkathi ekhulumisana nawo noma ke enengxoxo nawo.
Ngoba ngisho ukuthi mina akazi uHadebe ngibone ebhala likho iform agcwalisa enami.
As I've indicated that I've never seen Khadebe writing and then he never completed a form with me.
The form consists of 5 pages. The pro forma itself,
Leli form lona linamakhasi awu-5 la liphelela khona.
Lalela.
I'm listening.
and there's a statement by Musika Ukwelela Stemba Sibia, which consists of 3 pages.
Bese kuba nestatement ke esaka Musika Ukhulelwa Stemba Sibia sinamakhasi awu-3.
Ngiyaphinda sikho statement engasenza kuHadebe.
And I repeat that there is no statement that I've made to Khadebe.
In your evidence in chief, you mentioned that after photos were taken before you got into the motor vehicle to go to the places where pointings out were to be made, Colonel Khadebe made you, or that you signed certain documents. Is that correct?
Kuyiqiniso ke ukuthi noma ngikuzwe kahle mawuthi ke mawuqeda ke kuthwebulwa ke izithombe kuthiwa ke uyiswa endaweni yesigameko uthi kunamaphepha owasayindiswa wona.
Uma ngikhumbula kahle ngithe mina angazi ukuthi amaphepha angisakhumbula ukuthi amaphepha angisayinisa ngasiphi isikhathi uHadebe.
If I remember correctly, what I said was that I do not remember as to at what stage did Hadebe make me sign those documents.
And angazange ngize ngikhombe indawo yesigameko.
And I never pointed out the place of the incident.
But in your evidence in chief, you testify that photos were taken and thereafter you signed certain documents.
Kodwa ke bufakazini bakho ke uthe wena wathwebulwa izithombe emveni kwaloko ke wasayindiswa amaphepha.
Iy'thombe ngayithwebula ngathwetshulwa iy'thombe amaphepha ngawasayina kodwa angisakhumbula ukuthi ngiwasayine siphi isikhathi.
Photos were taken of me and I did sign documents. However, I do not remember at what stage, at what time did I sign the papers.
You testified as follows: after they took pictures, there are papers that I signed.
Uye wafakaza ke ngalendlela elandelayo ukuthi ngathejulwa izithombe emveni kwalokho kwaba namaphepha engiwasayindayo.
Namanje ngisho kanjalo.
I'm still saying that.
But the impression, and you can correct if this impression is incorrect, is that after the photos were taken, before you got into the vehicle, you signed certain papers.
Isithombe ke osakhile mawusho kanjalo ukuba ngathi wena bothi ke mawuqeda nje ukushutha ke noma baqeda ukuthatha ke izithombe wasayinda lawo maphepha ngaphambi kokuthi bakufake emotweni kodwa ke uzongitshela uma ngabe ngenza iphutha.
Cha angaze ngize lokho umcabango wamshushisi umcabango acabanga ngawo yena. Kodwa ngicela ngangicabangeli ukuthi lokho engikushilo ngicela ukuthathe njengoba kukanjalo engacabangeli ukuthi ngishuthi ngisho ukuthi.
No, I think the prosecutor is what you think, Mr. Prosecutor, and I must request that you don't think on my behalf. Can you just please take what I say?
Ngoba uma engafaka umbono kulento le engikhulumayo kungenzeka uthathe direction errong umbono wakhe.
Because it would happen that if you are to put your own opinion on what I say, then you'd be taking a wrong direction.
Let's look at your evidence, Mr. Sibiya. Your counsel asks you, Colonel Hadebe says he introduced himself to you. He went through a form with you before leaving the office or container. And your counsel asked you, did you sign any form? And your answer was, no, Hadebe didn't read out from papers to me, but before leaving the container, there are papers that are signed.
Umbeli wakho uye wakubuza ke umbuzo ukuthi kukhona yini lapho uye wasayinda khona ke amaphepha uye wasayinda mawuqeda ke ukuthathwa izithombe lapho noHadebe kulelo gumbi lelo noma leyo container lelo. Wena impendulo yakho kwaba ukuthi ke uHadebe akangifundelanga lawo maphepha lawo kodwa ke ngaphambi kokuthi ke siphume kulelo office ngawasayinda kunamaphepha engawasayinda.
Emva kokuba sengishuthi izithombe namaphepha engawasayina kodwa kusiphi isikhathi angisakhumbuli namanje.
After the photos were taken, there are papers that I had signed. I just don't know at what point.
And your counsel then, as was leading you, he asked you at which stage And your response was, I signed after I was made to undress and photos taken.
Ummeli wakho aqhubekela phambili wakubuza ukuthi-ke ngasiphi isayinde lawo maphepha lawo ngasiphi isikhathi. Impendulo yakho kwaba ukuthi-ke mabangiqeda ukungikhumulisa, mebeceda bathatha iy'thombe, ngiye ngasayinda lawo maphepha.
mabeqeda ukungikhumulisa bengishuthi iy'thombe baphinde bangiqoka ngishuthi iy'thombe ngathatha kodwa ukuthi ngathi emva kwesikhathi esingakanani noma ngisho exactly ukuthi uma ngiqeda manje ngenza manje ukuthatha isikhathi angaze ngize ngisho kanjalo namanje angikhumbula ukuthi wathathe kwangisayina emva kwesikhathi esingakanani noma
Yes, they made me to undress, take pictures of me, and then got dressed again, and then they took pictures of me. What I'm saying is that I do not remember at what point, or immediately after, or later after. So I cannot remember at what point exactly did I sign the papers.
Then the next question by your counsel was, did Khadebe ask you as to why you must sign papers? Your response was, no. He didn't explain, he didn't go through the form with me.
Ummeli wakho waqhubekela phambili ukuthi-ke wakuchazela yini uHadebe ukuthi kungani kwakufanele usayinde lawo maphepha. Impendulo yakho kwaba ukuthi-ke cha, akazange angifundele wona futhi akazange angichazele wona lawo maphepha.
yeah.
Yes.
So is it then correct, Mr. Sibiya, that before leaving for the pointings out, there are certain documents, certain forms that you signed?
Ngaphambi kokuthi-ke nihambe lapho niyokwenza-ke inkomba noma-ke yokhonjwa ini indawo yesehlakalo, kunamaphepha owasayina.
yeah.
Yes.
I just want to show you a signature on or signatures on exhibit GG, starting from the first page. There's a signature at the bottom, and next to it there is a thumbprint. Are you able to identify the signature and the
Kuleli khasi
thumbprint, or to comment on them?
kuleli khasi lokuqala-ke kuso lesi statement esiwu-GG noma esiwubufakazi number GG kunesiqivizo lana nokusayina umsayindo la. Uyakhona ukubona noma-ke ungathanda ukuphawula kuloko kubili.
ngoba ngisho ukuthi uHadebe angisayinisa amaphepha isignature yami
As I've indicated that Hadebe made me sign papers, the signature is mine.
And the thumbprint?
Isiqivizo somunye lesi sona.
kungaba ngesami noma engiqinisekise ngoba ngikwazi ukuqinisekisa lesi siqivizo
It could be, possibly might be mine, but I cannot confirm that.
The next page, there's a signature and a thumbprint.
Kune signature futhi la nesiqivizo somunye.
signature yami
This is my signature.
ngasayina la kwakhomba khona uHadebe ukuthi angisayine la
I was signing at the places, on all places where Hadebe pointed out to me to sign.
The next page, page 3, there's a signature and a thumbprint.
Nakule khasi lesithathu-ke kunesiqiviso
Your comment?
signature uPaul uthini ngalokho.
signature yami
This is my signature.
ngasayina la wayithi uHadebe angisayine khona
I signed where Hadebe pointed out for me to sign.
The next page, which is page 4, there's a signature there, just above the line that says signature and right thumbprint of the person who pointed out the scene and or points.
Bese lana kune signature khona ngaphansi kubhaliwe ukuthi le umcikiqo lo noma ke nesiqivizo somunye wakhe waka isithupha sakhe saka right swalomuntu oye wayokhomba lapho kwenzakalele khona ke isehlakalo.
signature yami
The signature is mine.
kodwa ukukhomba akukho la ngakhomba khona okwenzakala khona sehlakala.
but I never pointed out a place of incident.
Then the next page, page 5, there's also a signature there at the bottom and a thumbprint.
La phansi ke page leli landelayo kunesixubiso futhi kanti ke ne-signature.
I-signature le ngiyayibona eyami.
I recognize the signature is mine.
Then there is a statement in the name of Muzika Kulela Stemba Sibia after the pro forma.
Sesiqedile ke ngaleli form sibhizi ngalo. Une-statement lana ke ekuthiwa Senzo Muzika Kulela Stemba Sibia.
There's a signature and a
Futhi asikho
thumbprint.
i-statement angasenzayo kuHadebe.
I repeat that there is no statement that I made to Khatebe.
But the signature that appears there at the bottom, whose signature is that?
Kodwa ke signature le evela la phansi. Eyakabani?
I-signature yami.
It's my signature.
Ngasayina la uHadebe ayithi angisayine khona.
I was signing where Khatebe had pointed out to me to sign.
And the next page, this will be page, this is page 6. The next page is page 7. There's a signature at the bottom and a thumbprint. What is your comment?
Nala kule khasi elilandelayo ke page number 7 kune signature lana kanti nesixubiso.
I-signature yami ngasayina la uHadebe ayithi angisayine khona.
The signature is mine. I signed where Khatebe had pointed out to me to sign.
Then the last page, there's also a signature and a thumbprint.
Okuyikhasi lokugcina ke nakhona lana kune signature kanti ke futhi kunesixubiso.
Yabo i-signature yami nakhu la uHadebe angikhombisa khona ukuthi angisayine.
Yes, this is my signature. It is where Khatebe had pointed out to me to sign.
Ngoba bengeke ngasho ukuthi konke engangikwenzisa uHadebe akukho engangizenzela khona.
As I've indicated that everything that I was doing, I was made to do by Khatebe. It was not voluntarily.
So that just means that, did you say you were forced by Khadebe to sign, it was not voluntary?
Ukuthi wawenziswa ugcizelelwa uKhatebe ukuthi ukwenze wawungakwenzi ngokuthanda kwakho.
Konke engangikwenza ngikwenza noHadebe ngangingakwenzi ngentando yami.
Everything that I was doing with Khatebe, I was not doing it voluntarily.
Did he actually force you to sign, or did he merely point to you where to sign?
Wagcizelela yini ukuthi usayinde noma ke wakukhomba ukuthi usayina kuphi?
Ithi konke ngangikwenza ngoba uphoqelelwa ngamaphoyisa ukuthi ngikwenze. Konke engangikwenza noHadebe angiphoqelelwa ngamaphoyisa ukuthi ngikwenze.
Everything that I was doing with Khatebe, I was forced by the police to do it.
Ngishilo ngathi ngangivikela impilo yami konke engangikwenza.
And I did say that I was protecting my life in everything that I was doing.
Now, Mr. Sibia, we're going to go through this exhibit GG with you to indicate that you are the source of the information that is contained here and no one else.
Uthi ke mshushisi ke sizongenelela la kulobufakazi lapho ke efuna ukukhomba khona ukuthi wena umuntu wanikezela ngale mniningwane ebhalwe la.
Lalela kodwa ayikho imininingwane enganingana ngayo.
I'm listening, however, there is no information that I gave out.
You see, during the evidence of Lieutenant Colonel Khadebe, he was cross-examined at length regarding this exhibit GG, but nowhere was it put to him that he forced you to put your signature on the document.
Ngenkathi ke umnumzane Khatebe ela izothula ke ubufakazi bakhe, abameli mase banikezelwa ke ithuba lokuthi bambuze noma bamvivinye ngemibuzo ke kwaba isikhathi eside lokho noma kwenzeka kwaba isikhathi eside kodwa ke akuzange kube khona isikhathi lapho ke kuvezwa khona iphuzu lokuthi ke uyena wakufaka ngaphansi kwengcindezi ukuthi ena usayinde lamaphepha.
Ngiyasho namanje ukuthi yonke into engangiyenza noHadebe ngangiphoqeleka ukuthi ngiyenze ngengcindezi yamaphoyisa.
I did say, and I'm still saying now, that whatever that I was doing with Hadebe, I was under duress and I was forced to do.
Akhumbula ukuthi umshushisi ngisuke eVeralia mina ngasiwe eFosoras ngawushaba lapha.
Mr. Prosecutor, remember that I was taken from Valeria to Fos Loras and I was assaulted there.
Ngasuke eFosoras ngasiwe eAlbertine.
I was taken from Fos Loras to Albertine.
Ukuba ngangaphoqele kwangengani mangisuswa eVeralia ngisiwe eAlbertine ngifike mhlawumbe ngo9 mangisuke ngo8 la eVeralia.
And if I was not forced, it was going to be a matter of me leaving Valeria at 8 and arriving at Albertine at 9.
You see, the main thrust of cross-examination by counsel when Lieutenant Colonel Hadebe was testifying was to show what counsel deemed as shortcomings or defects in the pro forma, but it was never disputed or it was never put to him that he forced you to append your signature to the form.
Oh, Mr.
That was not the main thrust. If the state says the main thrust of the defense was to show that there were defects in the pro forma, that is his own interpretation. The main thrust of the defense when Hadebe was cross-examined was to demonstrate that this witness never went out voluntarily to point those forms. And in fact, he never pointed anything. All those points which he pointed at were points that he was instructed to point at. That was the defense thrust, not what is being put on record by the state.
Yes.
My Lord, during the proceedings of 24 October 2023, page 24, at line 14, Mr. Mngome Zulu, it is further my instruction that he was coerced to point at a place or that particular place that he did not know. He was never there previously.
He was never?
He was never there previously.
He was coerced to go to?
He was coerced to point at a place or at that particular place that he did not know. He was never there previously.
Uthi waphoqelelwa kusho ke umnumzane Mngomezulu ukuthi ke waphoqelelwa ukuthi ke makaye ayokhomba ke indawo angayazi kanti ke futhi indawo angakazi aye kuyona.
Ngaphoqelelwa
Yes.
yonke lento eyenziwa noHadebe lapha ya ngangiphoqelele ukuthi ngiyenze yonke wangesi ayikho engangayenza into kulamaphoyisa eyintando yami yonke into yakhona.
I was forced to go there because everything that I was doing with Hadebe, I was forced by the police officers to do it.
And whilst we're still on this point, it was never put to Lieutenant Colonel Hadebe that he forced you to point down at the two places that you pointed out.
To point down?
Yes, as you put it in your evidence in chief.
Njengoba ke umnumzane Hadebe enikezelwa ngobufakazi bakhe la akuzange kuvele ke umbuzo noma ke iphuzu eliphikisayo ukuthi ke wena waphoqelelwa ukuthi ke ukhombe phansi njengoba sowushilo.
Ngoba
I'm sorry. Your evidence was that Hadebe instructed me to point down.
Wena ke ebufakazini bakho uthi ke uHadebe wakutshela ukuthi ukhombe phansi.
ngoba ngisho ukuthi ngangiphoqeleleka ukuthi ngikhombe la ukukhomba khona Hadebe ingoba ngisho ukuthi mina ngishayiwe. Ngisuswe eVeralia ngawushawa eFosoras.
I was forced to point out where Hadebe was saying I should point. As I've mentioned that I was assaulted at Fos Loras.
ngasho ukuthi konke engangikwenza noHadebe ngangiphoqeleleka kungesiyona intando yami.
And I further indicated that everything that I was doing with Khatebe, I was forced to do it. It was not in my own volition.
Yes, it was never put to him that he coerced you to point down as you had testified.
Akuzange kubekwe kuyena noma ke akuzange kube yiphuzu elivezwayo kuye ukuthi ke yena wakufaka ngaphansi kwengcindezi ukuthi ukhombe lapho phansi.
Objection, my lord. I think that's a question of terminology. It was put to Khatebe that he ordered this witness to point it down. The state wanted the defense to specifically use the term coerced. I think that it goes down to terminology. Because at no point did the defense ever allege that this witness actually voluntarily pointed to those places out of his own volition. The operative word has always been, he was forced, he was forced, he was forced. There could not have been a possibility that for this specific purpose, then the pressure that was mounted on this witness was relieved. And as and when he started then to point, he started to point voluntarily. That's not the understanding of what happened there. And I'm begging the state not to misquote the defense in this instance.
Well, I think it will help if Advocate Nizi, when he makes an objection, to refer to the record or something tangible.
The state, my lord, with due respect, is trying to hide behind a finger. He knows that this witness has always been saying, and that was the defense trust, that whatever that he did on that day, he was coerced. It can't be selective in its approach of the facts of what happened on that day, as per the defense and as per this witness.
My lord, the point that we are putting to the witness is that it was never put to Khatebe that he, as Colonel Khatebe, forced the accused to point down the points that were pointed out, and we wish to refer to the record of the 24th of October, 2023, page 24, it's from line 14, Mr. Mgomezulu. It is further my instruction that he was coerced to point at a place or at that particular place that he did not know. He was never there previously. Then Colonel Khatebe responds, he was never coerced by me, my lord, and he never reported ever being coerced by anyone else. So the point that we're making, my lord, is that it was never put to him that he, as Colonel Khatebe, coerced this witness to point down. That is all that we are saying, my lord. This is not, it is not borne out by the record.
Kukho lokho konke lokho sekakushilo ke umshushisi ukuthi ke iphuzu ebazama ke ukuthi ena baliveze ukuthi ke kuzange kubekwe kuye ke uHadebe ukuthi wena wawungaphansi kwengcindezi ukuthi ke ukhombe noma wawugcizelela ukuthi ke ukhombe lapho wawukhomba khona.
Angazi ukuthi umshushisi understand.
My lord, I hear that.
Sorry about that. Yeah, there is a message which is traumatic, which has been told to the interpreter. It's a sad message. So for those reasons, we should adjourn until tomorrow. Eh? What's your time?
It's 3 o'clock, my lord.
3 o'clock. Okay, fine. Sorry about that.
Ngiyocela kusasa ukuthi uqale lo mbuzo awubuzile umshushisi ukuze ngizodlula empendulweni yakho.
Come and attend to that tomorrow. Just keep that in mind. We'll start with that answer of yours or the question tomorrow, please. Thank you.
We shall play the record before we start.
Thank you.